Moin Moin and welcome to Ralph's photo booth. Today I want to show you two very popular compact cameras. That's the Canon PowerShot G15 and the Nikon Coolpix P7700. Both cameras have a 12 megapixel sensor, and there are some differences between these cameras. So let's want to explain you now. So let's start with the Nikon P7700. First of all, there's a lens cap. You have to put it away, so there's no automatic lens opening if you start the camera. Yeah, and as we see, there is a 7x zoom lens. It goes from 28 millimeters to 200 millimeters focal length, and the aperture goes from 2.0 to 4.0 in 200 millimeter. So on the front we have a function button here, and over the grip we have a dial just here. So the camera is very good in the hand. The grip is nice to hold, so the camera gives a good secure feeling in the hand. So even for my bigger hands, it's very good to handle and to hold secure in the hand. So on top of the camera we have the exposure correction dial, we have a second function button, the shutter release, and the thing for the zoom, the on-off button, and we have the program dial for the different types of exposure programs. And on the other side we have a small dial where you can change different settings of the camera. I will show you later how this one works. And we have the built-in flash. There is a small button on the back of the camera where you can press the button and the flash will pop out. And for sure it's an ambition camera, so there's a place for the external flashlight. On the back of the camera we have the screen. It's a turnable screen. You can put it out and turn it down and turn it up, so even you can put it just the way that if you take pictures, you see yourself in the screen. So it's very nice, and I like this feature very much. So one thing, if you want to turn on the camera, you have to put out the screen. So if the screen is like this and you try to start the camera and push the button, nothing happens. So if you're in a hurry, it's very important just to open the screen and start the on-off button, so you don't lose any time. So just turn the screen like this. We have on the back we have the display button where we can change the different settings of the display. You have a second dial here. Then you have the button for the auto exposure, the replay button, the big wheel with a 4-way switch, and the menu button, and that's the trash button if you want to delete some of your worst pictures. So let's have a look for the menu. The menu is very easy because it's there's no surprises. It's very simple. Just go down and you have the different settings. It starts with the picture control, where you can change between different picture settings. Then we have the metering. Here you can change between metric, center weighted, and spot metering. So then you have the continuous shooting, high, medium or low speed, and have different continuous shooting modes like 120 pictures per second, 60 frames per second, or very nice, you have a interval timer where you can make pictures in an interval of 30 seconds, minute, 5 minutes or 10 minutes. That's very nice. It's a very nice feature. Then you have the AF mode. There you can change between the different AF settings, face priority, auto, manual. That's what I want to show you later, how you can change the autofocus point, center wide, subject tracking, where you can focus on a certain point in your picture and the camera follows this thing like animal or children or something like that. And targeting, finding, autofocus is the camera finds the most important spot in the picture and focus on it. So I take now the manual focus method. Autofocus method, you can change between single or continuous autofocus, flash time, noise reduction filter. Then you have the built-in ND filter, that's very nice. Distortion control, so there's a second distortion control, active delighting where you get a little bit more contrast, zoom memory, and very interesting start zoom position. There you can set a point where the camera goes on when you start the camera. So if you want always like 50 millimeters when you start the camera, just go on it, and if you start the camera every time it goes to a 50 millimeter focal length. Exposure preview. So, and that these are the shooting menu, and now we have the setup menu, welcome screen, time zone, monitor settings. Here we have different kinds of monitor setting. So one of the most interesting is the virtual horizontal display. It's a 2D horizon, it's not a 3D horizon, and you can change between a circle and bars. Then we have print date, self-timer, vibration reduction. Both cameras has a built-in vibration reduction in the lens. Autofocus assistant, digital zoom, zoom speed. Zoom speed is very nice if you want to take pictures. You can go to the normal speed, and if you want to take a movie or make a movie, you can go to the quiet mode. So the noise of the zoom motors in the lens you won't hear in the video later on. So fixed aperture is a feature if you go to a focal lens like 200 millimeter and set the camera to an aperture of like 5.6. When you zoom down to the wide angle, the camera still takes the aperture of 5.6 and don't goes down like a aperture of 3.5 or something else. Zoom setting, record orientation, that's easy to understand. Out of format language. So external microphone sensitivity is very nice because if you want to make real professional movies, or not movies, but if you want to make professional video clips, you can put an external microphone on the camera. The P7700 has an external microphone thing here on this side where you can put in an external microphone. The G15, the Canon G15 doesn't have this. So if you want to take movies with a good sound, this camera is a little bit better. So dial rotation, yeah. Then you have the different buttons, the FN button plus shutter button, the FM button plus command dial, this the dial here or in front, and FN button plus selector dial, that's this one here, and the FN2 button you can customize. So that's very handy, so it's very easy, and the most important functions you can put on these combinations, so it's easy to use and you can change the most important settings very easy. So then you can customize the menu, GPS option if you have the GPS thing, and you can put it here. There's a small, you can put the GPS sensor, Wi-Fi, so yeah, and that's it. So the menu is very easy to understand, and the most of points are very easy to understand. It's easy to handle, so there are no very difficult points in the menu. If you want to change the ISO, the most important things, you can do it with the dial on this side of the camera, you have ISO, white balance, quality, bracketing. So if you go to like ISO, you will see on the back the menu, and then you can dial here and you will see it goes to the different settings. It's very easy. Go to ISO 800 and that's it. You don't have to turn this dial if you want to change the settings. In the middle of the dial there is a small button. You can press this button and as you see the menu pops up at the screen. So it's not important to turn, it's just press the button and you have the menu. So as I said before, we have the autofocus point. You see here is the autofocus point. So if you want to change the autofocus field, just press OK, and then you see, well, it's a little bit difficult to see now, you can change the setting of the autofocus point. If you want to have the autofocus point here, just put it and you see the camera focus on it. So there's the green square and you see that's it. So it's very easy and there's no difficult to change the autofocus point. Here on the dial we have the macro and manual focusing. So if you go to manual focusing, you see the camera makes the picture in the middle a little bit bigger, so you can manual focus better. Just turn the dial and you will see now we've got it. Now it's sharp, crisp and clear. So that's a manual focus. Very easy to understand. The only thing you can't change the position of the manual focus area, so it's always in the middle of the camera. So let's go back to the autofocus mode. Here you have the self timer, then you have the flash where you can change the different flash settings. Well, just pop out the flash. So here we have the different flash settings of the camera, and on this side we have the different autofocus modes. As I said before, you can change it here or in the menu. It's easier to change it here because you're directly in the settings of the autofocus. So let's have a look to the different settings of the program mode. We have the automatic program, shutter and aperture priority, manual, then we have a video function, and we have a customized video function where you can set different things. If you go to the movie custom settings, one of the very nice features is special effects. Here you can change the effects like soft sepia, high key, or you can select a different color, and yeah, it's very nice. It's easy to use, and you can give your videos a special look. So I think it's a nice feature. And yeah, you have also the autofocus mode. Custom picture control is another feature where you can change the picture, so from neutral, vivid, standard, or for the old-fashioned monochrome. So there are some filter effects you can change. You can make toning. So there are lots of things you can change in the customized video mode. So and then we have the scene modus, where you have the different settings of the scene, like portrait, landscape, sport, night, party, indoor, beach. That's the usual stuff, and there are no surprises. And then we have the effects. These are the effects, the same effects like in the video. So if you press the button, you will see we have special effects, high key, low key, selective color, and stuff like that. And then we have the two customized menus. U3 and U1, and then we have the full auto mode where the camera sets all the stuff by herself, like ISO, aperture, and shutter speed. So these are the main functions of the P7700. So one thing, there is no viewfinder, no electronical viewfinder or no optical viewfinder, but you have the turnable screen, and that's a nice feature. The screen, by the way, is no touch screen. It's a normal screen. Video function, full HD with 30 frames per second. So picture quality is real good. So that's absolutely okay. Here we have the Canon PowerShot G15. If you start the camera, the lens opens automatically, so you don't have to have a lens cap. It comes out and you just can start immediately taking pictures. Difference to the Nikon, this camera has only 5 zoom lens, and it goes from 28 to 140 millimeters. So the 5x zoom is, I think it's okay, but the 7x zoom of the Nikon is a little bit better because it goes up to 200 millimeter, and I think this is a real nice focal length for taking pictures in nature, for example, for animals or something like that. So I think the 200 millimeter is a little bit more nicer than the 140 millimeters of the Nikon. You can extend the focal length by using an adapter and a telephoto adapter. So just turn off this ring, put an adapter on it, and then put the telephoto extension on the camera. But the problem is it's always on top, so it won't go into the camera, so it makes the camera a little bit bigger, and so it's not so handy, and I don't like it very much. It's like always in the way, and if you want to have the wide angle, you have to put it off, and so I think like the Nikon, which goes to 200 millimeter, is a little bit nicer. The camera is good in the hand, but the grip is a little bit greasy, so it's not so firm and not so good in the hand like the Nikon, but still good enough. So you have a dial here on top of the handle, and on top of the camera you have the exposure correction dial, the program dial, the shutter release on-off button, the thing for the zoom. You have the for the external flash, the shoe, and on this side you have the small built-in flash, which pops out if you turn the small button. So, and one of the most important difference between the Nikon and the Canon, except for the lens, is the optical viewfinder. The Canon has an optical viewfinder, so if it's very bright outside and the sun is on the LCD screen and you won't see very much on the LCD screen, you can use the optical viewfinder. But the optical viewfinder gives you only a close view to the picture. It's not exactly the same frame which you get if you look through the LCD screen. Only the LCD screen is very exact, so the optical viewfinder gives you not the exact cut of the picture. So on the back side of the camera we have the LCD screen. It's built in, so you can't turn it out or turn it like the one from the Nikon. Here we have function button, then we have the picture review button, we have the button for the autofocus, and the button for the for measuring the exposure. Then we have a dial and built-in four-way button, the function set button in the middle, then we have the button for to change the exposure measuring, and the menu button. So let's see how the menus are. As you see, the menus are almost the same like the Nikon. The only thing is they have the top points here, and the Nikon has the top points on the side. So, but it's almost the same way, and it's easy to use, easy to understand. You have the AF frame. You can change between face detection, tracking AF, and flexi zone. That's what we have now, and I'll show you later how to change the autofocus point, digital zoom, autofocus point zoom, 0 RF continuous autofocusing, autofocus assist beam. I'll show you how this works. Then we have the flash control, ISO settings, noise reduction, and wind filter for the microphone, review time, review info, and customize the display. Here you can set up the different display settings. So if you only want to see the electronic level, just put the mark there, and the display will show you in the setting 1 only the electronic level. I'll show you later how this works. So let's go back to the menu. The image stabilization modus, continuous or for the shoot only, or off. I take continuous. Then converter, as I said, you can put on a teleconverter, date stamp, face detection. You can set the different functions of the wheels or the dials of the camera. And then you have the shortcut button, that's the one here on top. You see I have set it for the ND filter, so also this G15 has a built-in ND filter, and you can save these settings. So, and then we go to the main setup, where you set the volume, sound, date, time, LCD brightness, startup image. You can format the SD card, file numbering. So these are the usual settings of the camera main settings, like NTSC or PAL for Europe, copyright info, language of the menus, reset all. So the menus are very easy to understand, and there are no surprises. In the middle of this dial you have the function set button, and if you press the function set button you have the most important settings of the camera listed on the side, so you can go through and change it. So it's a little bit different. The Nikon has the wheel, the second wheel on top to change it, and the Canon has the settings here just on the screen. So if you want to change the ND filter, just press it and that's it. If you want to change the aspect ratio, you can go like to 16:9 if you want to photograph for your LCD screen, for your big LCD screen at home. Just go to 16:9, and then you can change the resolution, can change to the 1920 to 1080. So you take a picture and it's exactly the same size and resolution which you see later on your TV screen, on your big TV screen. So here we have the video resolution, also like the Nikon, full HD with 30 frames per second, so that's absolutely the same. Yeah, I think it's very easy to change the most important settings. It's a little bit different, the two ways with the Nikon dial on top or the function settings, but it's still easy to use. So if you see here the 3D level. So if you press the display button, you will see now you have all the infos. That's what I said, and you turn off the LCD and you only have what I marked in the special setting menu, only the 3D level meter. So if you want to change the autofocus point, just press the autofocus button and then you can move the frame And one more thing for the G15, which the Nikon don't have, you can change the size of the autofocus point by just pressing the menu button. You will see now it's getting smaller, now it's getting bigger. So that's a nice feature, but I mean it's not so important, but it's a nice feature to have. So press again the autofocus button and that's it. And now if you press the shutter release, the camera will focus, and you see there we have make the screen a little bit bigger around the autofocus point, and you can see the picture, it's sharp. So here we have the macro function and the manual focus mode. If you have the manual focus mode, just turn the dial and you see when the picture gets sharp. So it's very easy to use. It's almost the same like the Nikon. If you go here up, you can change the ISO value. See, the G15 goes up to 12,800 ISO, while the Nikon goes only to 6,400 ISO. I mean, it's a difference, but if you see the pictures, you can go to my Flickr account where you can see the pictures on ISO 12,800. They are very grainy and noisy, so I don't know if it's a good idea to put such a high ISO value into a small compact camera, but you can use it. If you know what comes up for quality, you can use it. So let's go back to 3,200. So the video button is here. You can start the video always, so you don't have to turn the program dial to video. You can start a video all the time. So let's go to the different settings of the program dial. So we have the program mode, then we have exposure, time and aperture. We have manual mode, we have two custom modes, then we have the movie mode, and in the movie mode we have different settings. You can go to the standard movie mode, or you can go to the iframe movie. Iframe movie is very interesting if you want to cut the videos on an iPad or iPhone or another mobile device, because they are not able to cut AVCHD movies. So that's a nice feature to get a high resolution movie which you can cut later on a mobile device. And here we have the super slow motion movie. So this is these are the different modes for the movie. Then at the next point we have the different settings for like fisheye, miniature effect, toy camera effect. So these are some nice features where you can customize your picture like a monochrome, and it's nice to use and nice to have. It's the fun part of the camera. Okay, so let's go to the next point. Next point are the scene programs. These are the usual things like all the other cameras have, so there are no surprises. We have the portrait mode, smooth skin, smart shutter. You know, these are the most common things all the cameras have. Yeah, and then we have the movie diary. Movie diary is the camera makes a small movie every time you take a picture, and in the evening you can automatically build a small video with all these small tiny video parts, and you get like a 2-minute video with the nicest movies of the day. So it's a nice feature. You can just try if you like it or not. And at the last point we have the auto mode, where the camera everything does by herself, like ISO, shutter speed and aperture. So that's the thing. Only take the camera and shoot and forget everything about the settings of the camera. Yeah, so these are the main functions and the most interesting functions of the Canon PowerShot G15. Here on the other hand, the Nikon P7700. Two very nice cameras. The picture quality, the Canon is a little bit better with the picture quality, but the difference is I mean, it's, you might see it if you go to Photoshop and build it up very large, you might see difference. The Canon is a little bit better in the high ISO area, so the noise is a little bit lower than the Nikon, but they are on a similar level, so it's not the big difference in talking quality with the two cameras. The Canon has optical viewfinder, but the built-in screen, the Nikon has no optical or electronic viewfinder, but the turnable screen, the Nikon has a little bit more zoom, goes up to 200mm focal length, while the Canon only has a 5x zoom up to 140mm focal length. Canon is a little bit smaller, lighter. Nikon is a little bit bigger and a little bit more heavier, but I mean, this is not the big difference. So there are two real nice cameras, two very good compact cameras. So it's up to you. It's up to you what you like more, the turnable screen or the optical viewfinder, more zoom or less zoom, lighter or heavier. You have to decide. I can't give you advice which camera is better. You have to decide by yourself. Talking about the price, I don't know how it is in other countries than in Germany. The Nikon is a little bit cheaper than the Canon. Yeah, so these are the two interesting compact cameras. My review is in the internet, just in German, sorry for that. But you can go to my Flickr account, the address is in the comment of the video, where you can see a lot of pictures from both cameras, even in high ISO, so you can compare it. And yeah, thank you for watching my small video, and hope you see you again, and come to my internet site www.Foto-Bude.de, and see you soon. Bye bye.